Hi guys, greetings fellow crochet friends out there. I'm Hope. This is Lopey Lot. It's been a little bit since I've made a video, but here we are. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We did. We decided to go out of town for Thanksgiving, and so that was a lot of fun. We went to Virginia, where my family is, or some of my family, I should say. My big brother and my big sister and all my nieces and nephews. Well, one niece and nephew. One niece, multiple nephews. Okay. Yeah, they're in Virginia. So we took a road trip and went to Virginia for Thanksgiving, and that was awesome. I got to spend lots of good time with my big sister and my big brother, and that was great. So, I lost my train of thought. Oh, we planned on my daughter coming with us, but she ended up sick with a virus and stayed home. And then my son had plans to go to, he had tickets for a football game, a college football game with his friends, so he didn't end up coming. So it was interesting because it was my first Thanksgiving without my kids. I was surrounded by family. You know, my husband and I, we had a great time, but it was different to not have my kids around. So, but they still celebrated here at home, and it was fine. But anyway, normally I bring a mug with me to make these videos. It's a little earlier than when I would normally record these, so today I'm just sporting water. I don't have any special kind of mug today. Because we went out of town, I'm a little bit behind on the 8 ball. You know, I'm starting to think that this channel should be named Hot Mess Crochet instead of Lopey Lot, because I am forever running behind on everything. Like, it just seems like nothing goes according to plan. But you know what? That's okay, because the rules are there are no rules, right? We're just rolling with it and enjoying life. And behind or not, I'm having a good time. I don't know about you guys. So, now I do have some finished crochet projects to share with you guys today. The first one, what was I saying? Oh, the reason why I was saying that we're going to call it Hot Mess Crochet is because we're into December, and I still have pumpkins on my porch since we went out of town. Like, normally we would start decorating the day after Thanksgiving, but we were still in Virginia, and then you come home and you feel, you got to rest up, you got to do your laundry, you got to, do the things. So I still don't have Christmas stuff out yet. There's literally pumpkins on my front porch. So that's one of the reasons why I'm recording earlier today, is because I got stuff I gotta do, okay? Like, that's just where we're at. But anyway, on to crochet. So the first project I want to share with you, I'm actually wearing today. This is the first day that I've worn it. But I shared this yarn in a previous video when I bought it from Hobby Lobby. The color is called Instant Classic. It's Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I originally thought that I was going to use it to make this project for my mother-in-law, but as it started working up, it wasn't quite the vibe that I wanted, but I still really liked it, hence why I'm wearing it. So yeah, like, that happens too. Like, you might have a plan for something and you change your mind, or plans change. And listen, I change my mind frequently about these types of things, and I feel like we're entitled to do so. So that's what we did. But anyway, so the name of this pattern, it's another free Lion Brand yarn pattern from the Lion Brand website, but it's called Lion Brand Vantage Choice Seashell Wrap. So it's Seashell Wrap. That's the name of the pattern. It's a half circle shawl, and it was it worked up really fast, like super speedy, quick, fast. I didn't use Vantage Choice. Obviously, I told you I love this yarn. Okay. But anyway, let me take it off. Like, as you can see, like it's a half circle shawl, but I wear it as like a scarf, because me personally, like if I'm going to wear a wrap, I like more of the V shape, but I like when I wear it as a scarf, I like the bulky feel, and it's just warm and cozy because I don't like being cold. Okay. And well, I needed some color in my life, and this does that. So I'm wearing like a purple tie-dyed sweatshirt today, and it pulls the purple out of this pretty nicely. So anyway, this is what it looks like. So it's a half circle. Like if you wanted it to be longer, you could just, continue the repeat. I will say this, is that the pattern calls for a larger size hook than what like you would typically use for this yarn. So like, for example, all right, let's see. The yarn says to use a size I9 5.5 millimeter hook, but the project called for an N hook. It called for an N13 9 millimeter. I ended up using an N15 10 millimeter because it's what I had. I didn't have a 9 millimeter hook, but it's on my list of things, I still don't have all the sizes of hooks, but if I do this pattern in the future, I will definitely buy the N13 9 millimeter hook like it suggests. But at the time I was like, I'm just going to use what I have. But it was funny when I was making it, because I worked for years on perfecting my tension and getting my tension to where I wanted it to be. So, but because you're using such a big hook, it works up very loosely. And that was like, I don't know, it was like challenging for me, because I when you've tried to train yourself for so long to do a tighter stitch, and then you're purposefully doing a loose stitch, it takes some getting used to, if that makes sense. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think it's really pretty. I like the colors. I'll try to show you. Back it up, back it up. There we go. So that's what it actually looks like. But I personally don't prefer to wear it this way. I mean, you can. I don't know. It looks cute. It's warm. My favorite way is to wear it like a scarf. So that's that. But it just has a basic like shell stitch. So I'm going to see if I can give you like a close-up of the shell stitch. Ta-da! Okay, I think that's sufficient. But anyway, when I'm putting it on, I kind of put like the peak of the half circle over my shoulder. And then pull this tail end around. Hold on, my hoodie's in the way. And then I throw the rest over my shoulder. And then it's this nice, bulky, like scarf. And I like that because I like to keep my neck warm, because I have issues with my neck, and so big, bulky coziness around my neck is just perfect for me. Oh, I did get my hair cut. I chopped off a bunch of the length. It was getting a little too crazy. So, ta-da, new haircut. But anyway, so yeah, this is a number 4 yarn, number 4 acrylic worsted weight yarn, and I will put a link to this project, to this pattern, in the description box if you would like to make one for yourself. Yeah, so it's not my favorite pattern for like a shawl, but like I said, I like to wear it with like as a scarf, and it's keeping me nice and cozy today. So I've worn it out and about and all of that fun stuff. So yes, that's the seashell wrap. Okay, what else? Oh, okay. I shared before that I was working on another scarf using the autumn stripe. I shared this in a previous video as well. And I finished that scarf. I actually finished that scarf before I did the shell wrap. And so I have been wearing it out and about, and I love it. It's a V-stitch scarf, okay? And I really like how the colors worked out. And since there's so much red and green in it, I honestly think that it's going to work for like Christmassy vibes too. So, I mean, I'm still rocking it, even though it's like an autumn color. I think it's a pretty color, and I like it with the off-white. I still haven't worn the dress that I planned on, that I actually made this. I've just worn it with like other things, but like this whole thing is based off of a dress that I have that that I planned on wearing it with. Maybe I'll wear it in another video. I don't know. But anyway, so if you want to learn, put that right there, how to make the V-stitch, listen, it is all Creative Grandma's fault that I'm obsessed with the V-stitch. In my last video, I did the hand mitts, and that was a V-stitch as well. And I love this stitch. And so I first saw a V-stitch on the Creative Grandma channel. So when I saw the pattern for the mitts with the V-stitch, I had to make it. And then I loved this yarn so much that I decided to make the scarf, and I was like, I'm going to do the V-stitch because I really like the way that it looks in the V-stitch, the contrast between the two colors, how it gives that little V pattern right there. But it's all Creative Grandma's fault. So if you want to learn how to make the V-stitch, I will put a link to the tutorial by Creative Grandma for the crochet V-stitch. But so this is the scarf. I made it pretty long. I didn't do any tassels or anything, or pom-poms or anything on the ends, because I just wanted to be able to do this and then lean back on it and not have any weird like bumps. I'm dropping things on my back, even though I love a good tassel. I love a good pom-pom. I just wanted to do this, but I didn't follow a pattern. I just did a basic V-stitch and alternated my colors. So like I said, I'll put that in the description box below for Creative Grandma's V-stitch. So yes, I finished my scarf, and I'll wear it in a different video too, because I wear my crochet projects. So now I actually started working on this project, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I don't know, but I finished it on our way to Virginia in the car. And it was the first time that I actually crocheted in the car. I was worried I was going to get car sick, but surprisingly I didn't, because like I can't read in the car. I will get car sick if I read in the car or try to watch like a video or something like that. But I didn't get car sick trying to crochet. So, but the reason why I wanted to finish it on the way, because I was literally almost done, is because, you know, up in Virginia it's a little bit cooler than it is here. And if I get cold, I start hurting. So I was like, I need something I can wrap up with and keep warm. And I wanted it to double as like a shawl, a lap blanket and also be something that I could snuggle up with at night. Like, I like to hold something close to my face, if that makes sense. So anyway, I really enjoyed working on that shell stitch, and just dropping stuff everywhere on this. So I wanted to try a different pattern, but like a bigger shawl, with the shell stitch. So I decided that I was going to go on Etsy and look for a paid pattern, and I found one and I loved it. Okay, so this one is called Grandma's German Shells Shawl, and the pattern is by Jonna Martinez. That's Jonna Martinez. And I'm trying to remember how much I paid for the pattern. It was like around $5, something like that. And I had never purchased a pattern from her before. But I saw the picture, and the picture I saw, of course, was full color. But I saw the picture and I thought, oh, that's really pretty. And I really liked the shell stitch and that it came to a V. And I liked how big it was. So, because the previous shawl that I made, I mean, it was a good size shawl, but it wasn't like that big, if that makes sense. So anyway, I love this pattern. Now, this was more of an intermediate pattern. So it was a little more challenging, and I liked that. That's one of the reasons why I chose it too, is because I wanted something a little bit more challenging. And she has a special stitch that was new to me in it. Oh, alternative starting double crochet. Now she gives the option, either you can do that stitch or you can do like the regular chain 3 or chain 4, which are depending on the row at the beginning of the row, or you can do that alternative stitch. Now, because this was the first time I was doing this pattern and I wanted to work it up, you know, I didn't want to be working on it forever. I just did the chain 3 or chain 4 depending on the row. But I liked it so much that I am going to do this pattern again, and learn that special stitch. Initially, I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot of frogging in the first like few rows, trying to figure it out because it was a little bit more challenging than what I'm used to, but that's fine. That's how you learn. Okay. So, now the good thing is that with her pattern, she provides a YouTube tutorial, a video tutorial that goes with it. So if you have any questions along the way in making this, she has the tutorial that you can go and refer to in addition to the pattern. The only other, like one of the big challenges that made me have to, you know, frog was she didn't specify, in a couple of different places, like she'd say crochet in the next 20 stitches, but she didn't specify if you're supposed to skip the single crochet or if you're supposed to go directly into the double crochet, if that makes sense. So the tutorial is so helpful. But I was able to figure it out, and once I got going, it went fast. Okay, it went super, super fast. It was just understanding what she meant in the pattern, because it was a more challenging pattern than what I was used to, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that I'm articulating this in a way that doesn't take away from the pattern, because I love this. I love it so much. If you get the pattern and you're struggling, just look at the tutorial. You'll be fine. How about that? So, anyway, I wore this, and I was wrapped up with this, and I snuggled with this my whole vacation, and I love it so much. So, without further ado, now that I've rambled on, which I tend to do, but I did multiple colors instead of one color because I was using the yarns that I had, and I really wanted to use the teal. Oh, you can't really see the color very well back here, can you? Let's zoom in and show you the color. Can you see the color? I don't know. It's a pretty teal. I promise it's a pretty teal. There we go. So I used antique teal. I think this brown color is coffee and this is ivory. But look at those pretty shells. Is that not gorgeous? So you have, like, you do a repeat of shells, and then it's like a granny stitch, and then shells, and then more granny stitch, right? And then you finish it off, like she has a picot stitch that you do for the edging. And I absolutely love it. Since I finished it on the way, I did not block it or anything. I just went straight into using it, even though she recommends that you block it. But honestly, the drape on it is great. It's a number 4 weight acrylic yarn, worsted weight acrylic yarn. So like when you wrap up in it, all right, let me get myself back in this frame, y'all. I'm telling you, it should have been Hot Mess Crochet Channel. That's what it should have been. And at a later date, I'll actually tell the story of why it's Lopi Lot, but that's a story for another day, not today. But anyway, so when you wrap it, it's literally like you're wrapped up in a blanket because it is a number 4 weight yarn. I really like the look and the feel of like a lighter weight yarn in a shawl or a wrap. But for this, I wanted to feel like I was wrapped up in a blanket because I didn't want to be cold. And in the wintertime, I'm one of those that is famous for walking around wrapped up in a blanket and like blanket cape in full effect all the time, like Miss Burrito Pants over here. That's me. So this was perfect for me. But I was sitting at the kitchen table eating my Thanksgiving dinner. Actually, I don't think I brought it to the actual dinner. When we were playing cards afterwards, I was wrapped up at my brother's house. And then at one point, I was like this, and they were calling me Mother Teresa. So, and if I wasn't wrapped up in it like this, then it was most certainly in my lap. So it's literally, it's so big and cozy that it just, it's perfect. But yeah, so again, I was using Hobby Lobby's yarn, and this was leftover yarn from my pumpkin escapades. The color name is Coffee, number 220. So I used that. I used ivory, but this is all I have left. I used up all of my ivory. And then this is Antique Teal. All number 4 weight acrylic yarns. So originally, if you look back at the videos, originally I bought these yarns to use like together, but the way that they looked in the store versus when I got them home and looked at them and then looked at them on camera, I was like, I decided to do this one separate from the other ones. And that's why I used the ivory, the brown or coffee, and the antique teal together instead. But, so, listen, I love this pattern, Grandma's German Shells Shawl. I think I want to try and work it up in a lighter weight yarn, and see how I like it. For me, this is perfect, but I'm thinking, I'm just curious. I love the stitch pattern on this so much. It was so much fun. It was just, once I got going, it was just challenging enough to keep me from getting bored with it, if that makes sense. And I loved that. So, and when you're working on a more challenging pattern that has a lot of repeats on it, just to show you what I do, I use a paper clip. If you can see that, my little pink fuchsia paper clip. And I will move the paper clip to which row I'm on, so that I never, when I'm looking up, you know, from my work to the pattern, I don't lose my place. And then I just move it as I go along. And then when it comes to doing a repeat, I'll just use a pencil because it's erasable. And I'll just put a little, like a tally mark next to that row when I have finished it, so that I know how many times I've done the repeat, if that makes sense. So that's just a little tip, trick, for those who are maybe just now starting to do more complicated patterns. So, yeah, that's what I do. I'm not going to show the pattern because, like I said, it is a paid pattern. But get yourself a little paper clip and a pencil so that you can keep yourself straight while you're crocheting along. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I have been up to. I had big plans to do like a bunch of Christmas projects, but we're already in December, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Like I have like some Christmas cotton yarn that I wanted to do something with, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll see. I've decided that I'm not going to like put any pressure on myself to do a specific thing, and I'm just going to go with the flow and do what I feel like doing, because it just seems like I'm like, yes, I'm going to do XYZ, and then life has other plans. So you'll have to wait until the next time you see me to see what I do. I haven't started any new projects yet because, like I said, I gotta get Christmas going. I gotta dispose of some pumpkins and clean some bathrooms and do some Christmas decorating and Christmas shopping. So, yeah, that's my plan. But I will be doing some sort of crocheting, and I promise that I will share that with you as soon as I do. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody who has liked, commented, and subscribed. You guys mean the world to me. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on my crochet journey, because it's bringing me so much joy and coziness. Okay, lots of coziness. Let me know in the comment section which project was your favorite, or if you decide to try any of them, let me know as well. But I will, again, put all of the patterns in the description box, as well as Creative Grandma's V-Stitch tutorial. So I hope you guys are having a happy holidays, and hopefully I'll see you before it's all said and done, before it's all over. Happy crocheting. See you next time. Bye.